कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative. Hello! This is the exciting part of the show. When I say hello, and then of course after that, nobody cares. Not the panelists, not me, and not you, I hope, if you're a person of class. Ganpati Bappa tomorrow at about this time. Actually, a little before this, and then it'll go crazy after that. So very scary time for me because the dogs have to withstand the crackers and the drums. Drums are very scary things. I must say that they should be cancelled as instruments. I don't believe they're instruments. I believe they're just sounds. I mean, if that's the sound, then even clapping is part of music, and belching or letting out wind. All these things should be allowed. It's promoting some sort of sound. So I don't think that's a fair thing. I think percussion should be outlawed. It should be on the fringe of music. It should not be actually allowed into music. It could come in with a friend. So if a bass guitar brings a drum to a party, then the drum enters. Otherwise, the drum is not allowed. That's right. I'm very against percussion and drums. Hate them. Ever since NCC made me march up and down in the hot sun to save India. But not really, because somewhere in Churchgate where we were marching, there were just four walls and there was no real sense of India or the enemy ahead. Speaking of enemy, we have on the panel today, let me quickly remember, we have Sriraam and Gurgan, also known as Gurgaon. We have our host for the day, Shreyas.
Hello, what's up?
Whatever, we'll shoot your groin talking to your head from there. That's a lovely visual. We have Punit, who decided now that he's a hardcore bodybuilder, he has to eat every 20 minutes. So he's just going to be eating through the show. This is just going to be fun. So
yes, looks like he's in an MMS video or something.
Yeah, this is the Hitler videos were like this one day. I mean, you have to see from that perspective. A lot of fascists. Kim Jong-un insists on it because he's actually only 5'5".
I've just been told that we have to do everything possible to make this podcast go viral, and maybe having an MMS feel is the way to go. I don't know. I'm just experimenting.
Forget the MMS. MMS can't win a vote at the moment. I'll give you a better idea. Take off your pants and go a little lower with the camera. Boom, we'll be viral.
But Cyrus' opening was enough to make us go viral, but it was in English, so it will not work. Otherwise, what you said about the sound...
cancelled. Learn something from me. Stay in English, you won't get cancelled too quickly. The moment you start speaking in a third language, look at Sriraam, he's hiding in Gurgaon, where he can speak in English safely, for the next 17 years.
Yeah, English here is like a third language, I think. It wasn't even part of
English. It's a language that used
in English.
Yeah.
It's called the language that used to be English, right? By the time you finish with it.
Cyrus, I have a quick question.
Don't make it quick. We have nothing to do. Make it a slow question.
As slow as possible.
Yeah, what do you do? Look at Punit. He was dessert.
I think the image of you marching is very funny in NCC. So I just want to ask, do you march to the beat? Do you march off beat? Do you march left, right? How are you marching?
Too many metaphors and, you're trying to figure out some sort of analogy or explain my political philosophy through my knees, which is, I don't think, correct. But I did get slapped by Ajay Kais, who was the master, I remember, for talking in NCC. And he actually said something like, if you're defending India's honor, you can't be talking or something. I was thinking, sometimes they come up with the craziest points, He was like the captain.
And here you are, Cyrus, with your own chat show. Boy, did you show him.
Mrs. Heredia, one of the sweetest teachers, even told me in the report card, I remember the 6th standard, saying, if all you want to do is talk, remember, talking won't fetch you anything in life. If I don't talk, right now, I've got no other option. There's no way to make money. I don't know.
And guess who's making more money now? You or that guy still with the drums?
No, he's an investment banker. He's studied in Wharton. He's making much more. He's made much more money now. Plays golf. He's like,
I think the guy
food at 5:30 being served to him in a kind of life. It's great. All great.
In his island,
play even cricket in Kandivli.
The guy who I think currently
is giving Kandivli so much prominence. Every show is about Kandivli. Yesterday, the whole show was about Kandivli. Like this Kandivli should sponsor the project.
In the background, but it sounds like the world is ending because it's raining so much. And to answer the question that just popped up on the screen, these are not 20 rupees headphones. Okay, these are fucking skull candy. And I'm gonna use this till the Bluetooth mafia makes it illegal to use this. Okay, I'm also.
Well, if you are like my Sindhi cousins, wonderful people as they are, they would have bought only one of the two. So it would have been $10, just for the record. Because there's no need to have two. Honestly, I've been told.
Talking about people who can afford earphones with both plugs, a guy was recently caught on the airport carrying 54
Now, which one?
All right, the internet went away. You know, when
Smooth
Shreyas
segue,
started
but bad
segue-
connection.
Yes.
No, I think I'll let you know.
Yes.
You cannot criticize anything governmental. Okay, I've been warning him about this.
Yeah.
Use a metaphor for the airport.
Yeah.
Say flying gallery.
Talking of people being kicked out, why are you against drummers, Cyrus? You
I
are the
hate
people
drummers.
who give Ringo
Not
a
drummers.
bad
I hate
name.
drums. No, but the thing is, I don't get the whole concept after some time. It's just stupid. It's like bad comedy. Trust me, I know about that.
Are you saying you
I've done
don't
that for many
understand
years.
music? Your grudge is against music. You're saying you don't understand music. Is that what you're
It
saying?
brings nothing to the symphony. I mean, really, do we need the drums? What do they do? They're stupid. At every party,
Wait,
at every event,
Cyrus,
things just go
you
on.
said percussion
Cyrus,
as a
out of waiting,
whole.
the guy was drumming in my ear because I took a position where the shade was, and the old guy was right there, and he was giving it. This was his only gig in the pandemic year. So
Cyrus, in our country, even drums are religious. So we have to be careful.
But in English, no. Hindi mein nahi bola maine. Main dhol bola. I didn't mean dhol. I meant bhol. I'm sorry. I'll take that back. You're right. You're right to warn me. Quickly reversing the car.
What do you think for the whole panel? What do you think is the most fun instrument to dance to? Clearly not the drum, but what is this?
If you get my
Alcohol.
drift.
That's the most interesting.
I like that that whole thing. I think
You like it so much you don't know what it's called. That's beautiful.
I don't
That's
know.
like a girl I
Because
like.
I'm busy dancing to it.
You're like those
That's why,
dirty guys in college who say, I like that girl. But what's her name? No idea.
Yeah,
Great, yeah.
long hair. Yeah, that's
Nice. Can I just end this argument because I know it sounds senile, but it's not really. Okay, I've got dogs, I've got old people, I have a heart problem myself, but I can't stand that sound. It scares the crap out of me. Okay, when you're talking about drums when you're in a party, with drinks and all, it's a little different. You're sort of numb anyway. Otherwise, it's a very
what you
irritating
are,
sort of sound.
Cyrus.
If you're a sensitive
But
person,
where were you
like
when Muharram was happening? You only criticize Hindu religion. Haven't you heard his arguments?
okay,
doesn't
you're
have
right
drum.
to say that. I must stop.
Wait. Moharram doesn't have drums.
Shreyas is trying to lead me out of this, yaar.
they have noise.
I'm going to Nagpur. We're doing a little treatment. There's a treatment here involved. You have to give him time. He'll give you the.
I was actually in Nagpur yesterday because my uncle, who's a chef, considers himself the Marathi Sanjeev Kapoor. He made
Nice.
he made a world record for making 3,000 kilos of prasad, and there were lots of drums at this event. 3,000 kilos. So my uncle has a thing where he just keeps making records for the most ever done, the biggest khichdi pot ever made, the most number of hours cooked. Like for him, it's about the frequency of the cooking, which is an interesting take at cooking. But
So basically, your uncle can.
Cyrus, I would have invited you, but there were lots of drums.
Yeah, Shreyas, Shreyas, your uncle seems like the guy who can afford a lot of ingredients. That's all it is.
There's also another thing to it. Size is everything for him. And they say those who have this great love and thing for size, basically they have an inadequate sense of, how do I put this delicately when it comes
vision, Cyrus. Yeah.
But Shreyas, would you like to take it further? Him being your uncle and all, and me not being invited. I wouldn't like to say he crossed the Lakshmi Rekha here, the Seema Rekha. Yeah. Oh, ouch. So,
wow. You just said two things, Cyrus. That was so
I shouldn't go into the desi metaphors. I just don't. I really should.
When the English language protects you, just use its cover.
What English language? You took it away to Gurgaon. There's nothing left here.
Did you say Lakshmi Rekha? There's a new one.
Yeah. He said Lakshmi Rekha and then Seema Rekha.
Lakshman Rekha became Lakshmi became
because
Lakshmi Rekha is the poverty line of India.
It's going to go on. It's spinning off. You have to know what's happening. Keep going. By the way, guys, my brother-in-law is here for 2 nights.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you like
him? The house has been.
Do you guys get along? What's your dynamic?
Yeah. Do you like your brother-in-law? Yeah.
I don't. There's nothing wrong.
It's a no then. It's a no. It's fine.
I have no
You don't have to
relationship with anyone. I'm not a relative person. You should know by now.
Yeah, but
brother-in-law still exist. I thought they were extinct or something.
No, they turn up at weekends and things like that. What are you going to do? Yeah.
No, wait.
He's a sweet guy. He's a PhD. He's a very well-read and learned man, but so he doesn't fit in this house at all. Everybody's saying, "Hey, Bachchan, door band kar." He's just too sophisticated for all that. So it's going to be hard for him. Yeah, but he's here.
Did your sister ever
This is my brother. But you can go ahead and abuse my sister since that's your thing.
No. I want to know. Did your sister ever ask, ask you to vet him before marrying him?
Vet him?
Yeah, in the sense, hey, is this guy cool? I want the brothers.
My sister. Why is my sister vetting him?
His brother-in-law.
My brother-in-law from my wife.
Your brother-in-law that side. Okay, my bad.
अंग्रेजी भूल गया अभी ना गुड़गांव जाके जाके तो मैं हिंदी में देखिए सर ऐसी बात है कि मेरी बहन कोई बोल नहीं है इधर बैंचोद
By the way, I have to say I performed for the last week. I was performing in Delhi, Gurgaon. What an audience! It's really
Did you meet
people who
Sriraam?
laugh. What?
Did you meet Sriraam?
I did not.
wasn't around then.
He wasn't.
Sriraam doesn't perform anymore.
I
He
went
just
during
earns
a
Awkward
money.
pause, yaar. Awkward pause ho gaya yahan pe.
I went
Did you
during
meet
a time
Sriraam
when
and both of them
Sriraam
are looking
wasn't
away?
there. I went during I ensured. I had checked his dates.
You didn't cross the Seema Lakshmi Rekha into his house.
But I feel, Punit, do you think Delhi crowds or audiences laugh more? They're better laughers than Bombay audiences?
Delhi is ahead of us in all respects. More venues, better audience,
fun-loving.
comics, more fun loving. इधर सब दुखी लैंड लोग हैं मुंबई में.
My brother-in-law is a lovely guy, but I don't get the sense that he's having fun ever. So that's the thing. Like you have this audience, which is you have exuberant audience, becomes a little easier for you because even if you're not funny, you're still energetic and loud, and there's a lot of things happening.
But they also want to contribute, Cyrus. They think that they also.
Yeah. No problem with that. Want to take the flight back early? You take over, Prakash ji. See, young comics, they have big ego. मेरा 35-minute का set है, this and the other, and then they get upset when someone is taking 3 minutes. So I understand that. As you age, you'll be like, Prakash, तेरा बाप भी है ना? Bring him in. We just have to let them go. It's all good, bro. It's all good.
But Cyrus,
How many Airbnbs have you been to now, Sriraam? How many Airbnbs are you back?
Oh, I think I'm approaching double figures now.
What is your body count?
Wow.
Double figures. That's tough.
But do they screen you? What with the look you have and all that?
No, I don't think so. I think they assume a lot of things. Of course, the fact that okay, this guy's going to smoke.
Because they had these two killers, Ranga and Billa, in the 80s there, and you look like one of them. And a little bit of Veerappan, of course, but I'm looking at more Delhi-centric criminality here.
But Sriraam, why aren't you getting a house? Why are you in multiple?
What do you think?
This is his fucking
Out of the house. Huh?
The only way to explain this is I can't commit to a house because that means I've committed to a house in Gurgaon.
Fair enough.
This is Sriraam's rockstar moment. This is his rebellion.
I'm waiting for Sriraam to go bald because Sriraam's personality is so tied into that hair, whether he likes it or not, whether it's reverse vanity or whatever the hell he's trying to portray here. If he goes bald, all he'll have is eyebrows. And have to work really hard to make them bushy and bring back everything just with those two eyebrows. Waiting for that day, bro. I'm your supporter, huh? By the way.
Like Punit mentioned, I have gone bald before.
Really?
Yeah. I preemptively went bald for the death of my father, but the man doesn't take a.
That was Sriraam's teenage god phase 2 years back.
Is it right to say let's have 2 minutes silence from that bad joke? That will be awkward also, so we won't do that.
No, it's a dank joke, Cyrus, if you go by today's lingo. It's not a bad joke, it's a dank joke.
It's a dank joke, but Punit, you've been told, please don't bring the mic closer, and all you're doing is bring the mic closer.
This is
what I like. The rebel, you cannot tell the rebel what to do. They don't learn, these guys. There are four messages of Punit, please don't bring the mic closer. At different 606, 613, 614. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
By the way,
it's too far. We can't hear you.
You can say whatever about the Prime Minister, but one thing is that I really like the radical approach he has taken to foreign affairs and wars. I mean, at borders, there are things happening with China, with Pakistan, but we aren't making weapons. We don't have the weapons required because we have subscribed to Make in India. And ever since then, there are some requirements that we have for which we need foreign companies since we can't do that. So in a way, I think like in a roundabout way, it's a really incredible gesture.
Can I correct you just because I know this subject inside out? I don't want to show off. This is my subject. We are not making weapons because we're in the month of September going into October, which is Diwali, and we're trying to make crackers. Okay, you can't make weapons and crackers. It's confusing. So right now the crackers, and then post December we get back on the weapons trail. So China, Pakistan, if you're listening, back off, yaar. Give us
Cyrus,
2 months. Give us 2 months.
We don't need weapons. We have Arnav. That is our secret weapon of mass destruction.
But we can't put them on both borders. Then what do we do?
Then we have Ashtak. No? We have India TV.
But also the victim of Arnab the bomb is our citizens. It's not even any other country.
He's right. I feel China might like him. Like, okay, this guy is good. He's like us. He's given the judgment before the crime. That's even better. Let's take him.
But Cyrus, you said we are busy making crackers instead of weapons. Why are we manufacturing white people?
Okay, now who's
moving on swiftly? Anyways,
listen. After the father joke and a couple of anti-Hindu jokes, I mean, white people is your worry. Living in Gurgaon, don't worry.
Sorry, my bad.
Where you are in the list of crimes, I'll ask my lawyer friend, esteemed Shri Punit sir. Punit sir, for this guy who's facing 40 years rigorous imprisonment from this weekend, should he worry about where he is in terms of who to insult now?
No,
can I
passport?
Hey, can I mention?
Don't be a Bill Clinton. Go all the way. Why are you holding back now? Ho gaya, pap ho gaya. Go all the way.
Can I just mention something? Once I was traveling.
I did not have any sexual relations with Sriraam.
Okay,
well,
you
Punit,
find out.
You conveniently forget those 2 nights. But anyway, I was traveling to Delhi, just randomly going from one place to another, and on my way I saw Tihar jail, and I never knew that Tihar jail is in Delhi. And I had this very great,
why didn't you know that?
I just did.
What
I
kind of
thought somewhere in
education
like UP somewhere. You know,
how can you not know this?
I
This
didn't
is
know
what they
this,
teach
man.
you, right in the beginning when you're young. Mary had a little lamb and Tihar jail is in Delhi. I mean, it's all there.
But the point is, so I had this discovery moment. Yerwada in Pune, no? So,
Arthur Road?
Arthur Road isn't right next to your back door, no? So it's just...
Not that close, but yeah. Okay.
But,
insinuating.
See, that's what I know, the prisons that I am susceptible to going into.
Tihar is
Yeah, so
you're not a political prisoner, and now remember this because you're in Gurgaon. So every time you do a show, anything can happen. Tihar, remember that? Yes.
I had this moment where when people go through like bandstand or whatever and see Shah Rukh's house and Salman, they're like, hey, all the famous people of Delhi are here. Like Subrata Roy is here, Lalu is here. Like it's just a beautiful feeling and they've gotten all the celebrities in one place. So it's nice. It's like Arkham Asylum.
Come on, get to the point where we've understood. Go.
Basically, I got starstruck looking at Tihar jail.
So what do you do?
Sriram, I have some good news for you. There's a new star. I don't know if he's going to Tihar. He might. We don't know which jail. But a Gurgaon man. Oh, wait, sorry, that's the wrong story. India's biggest car thief in Delhi. In Delhi, India's biggest car thief.
Let's come back in 2 minutes. Let him get his story right.
You know what Shreyas seems like? He's that the on-field correspondent.
He should be in Tihar.
Cyrus, I'm glad to tell you right here, whether you like it or not, whether you like laddus or not, today's story is about laddus, Then get to the topic.
Good segue.
But there's a guy who was caught for stealing 5,000 vehicles, called the biggest car thief in India. I feel he should be celebrated. I don't know why he's arrested.
We need to have a movie on this guy with item number.
That's right. He could easily have his own used car website, right?
Okay, I want to ask Sriram before I forget this. So when you're talking about that you've seen these famous people, is it genre that you're looking at or you know names actually? So would you go to the prison warden and say, Bhai Sahab, I want to meet the murderers, rapists, arsonists, revolutionaries, or would you be like, I want to meet Ram Singh? Okay, you know who the guy is.
Yeah. I think if you are going to meet, no one has to meet Ram Singh. No one goes to meet Ram Singh. They have to meet Ram Singh purely by being related.
No. So you're going genre,
but then while you're
the alpha of the bad group.
I don't know. I would say I think you want to check off one of each kind. I think I play it like a
I think it's like tourist. You're doing the right thing. You want to taste, but not too much. You want to come back again.
Exactly. You want. So I would do a political prisoner, then like a businessman.
The political prisoner mostly made up, but your fantasy is part of the whole thing. There's fiction.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just sort of
under trials of 21 years there. Yeah.
So that's my.
It's like you haven't got your degree, but you're still there. You stay there for as long as it takes.
Yeah. But I want to know what's the strategy of the other people? Would you just go I just want to meet Umar Khalid, spend half an hour with him? Is that how?
Yeah. Answer this question. The answer is if we get to see your algorithms when it comes to what you watch in terms of OTT and other things. Those who like crime, and we've discussed this. I don't know with all you guys, but definitely with many crime lovers, horror lovers. The great Amit Doshi is a huge lover of this genre, which interlinks between crime, supernatural, science fiction, which is also crimey and all that coming together. So I think if you like that, you have a taste for the notorious and the nefarious and all this stuff. And then how women start becoming crazy about these serial killers and sending their panties to them and wanting to make out with them and all, Ted Bundy and etc. in the old days. In India also it happens. It's not like we are exempt from this. So there's some sort of appeal. I'm telling you, you think Indian Idol is the worst kind of celebrity, or Big Boss? The worst kind of celebrity is the murderer. He's much worse than
I agree.
Much worse.
I actually had a show to pitch to these OTTs once called Murderers Got Talent, where it's the same as Indian Idol, but it's just various murders coming in. Huh?
How many episodes?
I think 12 episodes is what I see.
Who will be the judges? This would be fun. Who you
exactly. See, now we are all getting into it, right? So,
I want Karan Johar, whether he's killed before or not. I want my Karan Johar.
I thought the judges would.
That's not what a K drama is, Cyrus. Do you know what a K drama is? Hamisha is saying K drama.
Can I pretend to not know? That way, act like one of the masses.
No, not allowed.
You have to know for my own boots. Why don't you batao, yaar? You say it.
These are
K-drama is the Korean shows, right?
Oh, I've been watching
soap operas.
The Korean action films I've been watching.
No, soap operas. The most stickiest drama.
Soap opera in any language is like, it's like porn without the sex. Really, no, yeah.
It is his own kind of porn. Here, the nudity is in the emotions.
But that I can't handle because I'm a little vulgar. I can't wait for that. She's crying. Oh, wow, that's great. No.
Shreyas is left, by the way.
Shreyas, can you believe
Shreyas
it?
Is gone.
Because you said nudity and all that. See, he's very conservative, guys. And every time he goes back to his homeland,
I think it is a good occasion to tell people to like the video and the stream so that more people can watch it.
Okay, I'm going to play the role of Saurav Ganguly here. Saurav Ganguly and Jay Shah, who run the BCCI. So as it is in my power, I'm dropping the coach of the Indian team, Shreyas, and I'm reappointing Punit Pania as the new coach of the Indian team.
Yay.
Because there's no chance he's going to be here for the whole show. Yeah.
While we try to fix this, guys, can you please like the stream so that more people get to watch it? You never know which stream is going to be
fired. Punit, you're fired. That's wrong. Oh, Himisha is learning Korean. Wow. Like how the rich live, na, Sriram? You're struggling to get breakfast on the table, and this lady is sitting back and learning Korean today because, I got that time.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, how when you go through like Duolingo or something, they'll have these messages in between where they're like, oh, there's this one language which only 12 people know and we teach it on Duolingo. How bored do you have to be that if you learn a non-commercial language?
I speak another language that most of you will not be able to speak. It's not a certified Indian language yet, and that is dog language. I can communicate with dogs. I'm like a dog whisperer. That's something because, it gives me a lot of...
Any dog, like any stray dog
any
also.
Dog. Yeah, but because dogs speak one language, like you get a dog from, let's say, Wuhan, and he still speaks dog language with a Mandarin accent. I'll give you that. There's Mandarin there. Okay? But it's dog language. So I can communicate with him, he can communicate with me. Like when he wags his tail, it means mostly like, I like you, or let's hang out, immediately. And that's the language of dogs. It's beautiful. Very nice.
Okay.
That's why we don't cut the dog's tail. Cutting his language.
Cyrus, what is dog language in Don't Cook Me and Eat Me, which I'm assuming happens not in China?
It's very clear, brother. It's very clear. And in those areas, less as they are, thank God, hope they'll become lesser as we speak. It's very clear. It's just that the people don't speak the language. But then the same will be said of all of us eating anything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Plants have lives too. When I see my vegetarian friends buying a cucumber, I'm thinking, and a male that too, I'm thinking, what the hell kinky stuff is he up to?
You know what the weird thing is?
Delhi dog have a different language in Mumbai. Not very. It's again like the Chinese dog. Delhi dog just got a little more bravado. So chest out, ready for the fight, and in most cases will actually fight. Except when he's sure he's going to lose, then he won't fight. Okay, so that's the big difference. Mumbai dog, as I just mentioned, Shreyas was on. Very different. More a peace-loving, but I like the dhol kind of doggy. I don't know whether we're going to get our host back, guys. I think 2 minutes.
That's fine. We can move on. We can. Yeah. Hey, okay. Since people in the chat are asking this, what is your take on the Brahmastra movie being boycotted? What's the scene there?
I think
which is the last Hindi movie you went to watch, like in the movie theater?
I watch Ma with Dharminder.
Ma.
Yeah, you can Google it.
Okay.
My grandmom took me back in the 80s. Then
your grandmom took you to watch Ma.
Then what is it? Or Mera Hathi. What is that? Yeah, Elephant Story. Then all the other pictures I saw right up till Tufan. Then of course the last few were not the greatest.
Shreyas looks like he's in
the theater. In the theater. In Maratha Mandir theater with people who didn't speak the same language as me, dog or no dog. I sat there. Because my grandma was very nice. Unlike my dad, she would buy popcorn. So it was a very good experience. Always go with your grandma when you're young. Grandmothers tend to really spoil you. This is why, if you have a bad grandmother who doesn't spoil you, get rid of her. Because that's really horrible. Because almost 99% of grandmothers spoil you.
I had a bad grandmother who didn't spoil me. And boy, did I get rid of her. It's been 5 years.
I'm sorry, I like your kill my relatives jokes, but Abbas has come up with a Mayor Mera Hathi wasn't a mainstream movie. Now, I tell you why it's a sensitive...
It was a porn movie, right?
No, this word for me many years in school. Okay, and so I understand where he's coming from. So, okay, we won't go on about it. Glamorize this. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so Brahmastra, would you guys watch it?
This questioning of which films did you watch and where?
No, okay, but would you break your hiatus of not watching a Hindi movie in the cinema for Brahmastra?
I was very uncomfortable to watch Dostana and Gaiety though. I felt it was too much. Oh, speaking of Gaiety, welcome back, bro. What's up? And now the man with the shifting visuals. What are you doing?
I'm here. My device just stopped working for some reason. I had to restart.
Right. This is like the announcements in the plane. It's just somebody else's general fault. Nobody knows. Yeah, okay.
Dostana is the only movie that I walked out of. Like, I couldn't take it.
Not Amitabh Shatrughan. That I liked. Punit, don't act like you're young.
Punit didn't walk out of.
What bothered you about
at that time?
He's homophobic. Clearly homophobic.
Yeah,
Punit and Sriraam don't make any homo jokes, so they're homophobic. They're very touchy to not do it. That's people are not comfortable.
There's no
racist people don't make racist jokes. Religious don't make religious jokes, and prisoners don't make Tihar jail jokes. So you two are definitely. Yes, I feel.
Yeah.
But I feel that closeted people always the people who make the most homophobic jokes, I feel, are closeted, because why are you always thinking of that? Like, how is a homophobic joke your first category of jokes always?
It's a low form of humor. Kunal does it all the time. When you don't have much, that's what you cling to. A pun and a homo joke, a dress and drag, and hey guys, I'm a comedian. Next thing you know, people give him a Padma Shri and he's off, doing the rounds of the stadium.
By the way, Kunal is in the video that is being used against Brahmastra. Did you see that, Sriraam?
Yes.
I saw it.
How is Kunal always at the center of every major controversy happening? I just don't understand.
I feel like every celebrity is going to, why? The thing is, when you're having a meal,
I have no idea. What are you talking about?
So Ranbir Kapoor is at Hard Rock Cafe enjoying a beef burger.
Let me do this. So Cyrus, there is a boycott Bollywood trend. Every Bollywood movie is getting boycotted by the right wing. And usme you would think that Brahmastra, because it is about religion in a way.
Not by the right wing, but
in general, I mean, all of them in that trend are right wingers. I don't know how.
No.
What's the point here? What do you say?
Anyways,
sorry.
So Brahmastra is this aspiring Indian superhero metaverse movie.
That I know.
What's
the
Brahmastra?
Okay,
I'll just Google it.
Let me take 60 seconds. Ranbir and Alia were stopped from entering a temple right now because of an old video of Ranbir and Kunal where Ranbir is saying, "I'm a beef guy. I love beef," on Kunal's show, and they have picked up this video from 11 years ago.
Okay.
Yes.
And which is being circulated, and he's been considered.
That is on Arnab's channel. It's 11 years ago, and Kunal and Ranbir loving the meat and all that. Well, it's clearly Kunal who's tipped them off. He does this all the time. Ranbir, I apologize. He's desperate for fame. He feels lonely at night. He lives alone in a 2-bedroom house. And this is clearly him calling up whoever he can and, trying to make the most out of it. So I apologize to Ranbir. And Ranbir, please never eat with this guy again. I would never do that to him. Never betray him like this. Really.
So now the point is that because of that, everyone's boycotting Brahmastra, right?
Why they boycott Kunal? That's the right thing to do. Leave Ranbir alone.
I feel
like Karan Johar and Hardik Pandya and KL Rahul. You're getting the wrong guy.
I feel Kunal Rahul is right now the gift that gives on giving. I think before that, something else also came on his show. Oh yeah, the whole Smriti Irani thing happened, which also led to some. So at this point, I think Kunal.
Did you say Kunal Rao, dude?
No. Yeah, that's fine. Because Kunal Rao is also title, so that's fine. That's okay. We won't make a big deal out of that. After the
I meant Rao in the little Maharashtrian sense. Hey, kai chal hai Rao? Like that's a sort of.
All right.
That, but okay, whatever. Maybe it's a Ghatopur thing.
There's no need to explain. You accepted that it's not a failure. That is actually a beautiful moment.
Anyways, but the point is, Cyrus, okay, assume that back in the day, 99 was coming out and then you had a meal with Kunal and someone was like...
I did have a meal with Kunal Khemu every day for 40 days. Okay? So what the hell are you talking about? And he also liked that meat, I think. I shouldn't mention it.
So now they catch hold of a video where you're like, hey, Shreyas.
Why didn't Kunal tell me this when he spent the whole day with me from 8 in the morning till 1?
I feel if Kunal had to track every little thing.
Maybe he doesn't know.
I think he's not noticed only. He's not noticed. Yeah. I think the best segue is hello, 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 hello. After that, if it's anything you want. And it works.
I just wanted to know, Shreyas.
All right.
Can't tell if he's frozen or really there. So I always wait 5 seconds now to give him a chance. Shreyas, can you keep moving your hands throughout the show so we know you're okay?
Yeah, I don't think Shreyas is there.
Just a small movement like that, like a.
But what I'm hearing is that one of the reasons Rishi Sunak lost the election was because he was following. Because he was following Kunal Vijaykar on Twitter, is what I'm hearing. Is that, I don't know if it's fake news or if it's real news.
Who?
Rishi Sunak in UK.
Rishi Sunak. Well, it's not really an election, that internal vote in the Tory party.
Internal vote,
yeah. That's purely because I think Azim Premji was against it. I mean, he didn't want to... I believe that it's more corporate politics that you guys have not really followed, really. You know, not so much. Kunal is not to be blamed for everything in the world. Only ugly men, people who don't want to work, men who don't exercise, men who overeat, men who have all kinds of stomach ailments, and yes, men who can't bend, even if they prefer batting for the other team. No more jokes.
You know, Nidhi Razdan got in trouble on Twitter because she...
Oh, Shreyas, I think you're dying. You're a drowning man.
You know how Shreyas, back in the day with the FM radio, you had to tune it rightly. So when you closer the somewhat will
come.
But
I'm enjoying it, Sriraam. I wish he stays like this because now it's a game for us. What did he say?
Yeah, it's a nice...
What is he saying? Where is he right now?
Yeah.
And 56 kbf, YPBP.
What city are you in, dude? Are you in Nagpur or something? You're further away from Nagpur.
No, Nagpur, there's fiber optic actually.
Wow, that's just a diss to Bombay. Huh? Excellent. Well done, brother. Straight up. He's
but
back.
Nidhi Razdan got in trouble because she basically asked the reason Rishi lost, is it racism? And
but there's a so subtle racism is involved because, you know, he is at the end, he's an Indian Englishman. So maybe those internal votes in the Tory party, how can we say for sure? I say let's blame it on racism.
Has there ever been a non-white
by that
British...
logic, you can't lose only. By that logic, any desi guy for any election or any job abroad can just claim I lost because they're racist.
1 second. We are living in a country which votes very often according to caste. Huh?
Yeah.
Thakur for Thakur, etc. So we don't know anything about this racism. Only these Brits come up with that one.
I'll tell you one thing. Two things. Firstly, I don't think there's ever been a non-white British head of state, has there? Right?
Not so.
Well, there have been darker royals. I mean, relative about it.
There you go. That's one. At the same time, I think now because there's so much preference given to like minorities, one preference to give, like people with like any sort of different sort of sexual orientation or whatever. Now there's a race almost amongst like, I see it often like, in job applications like abroad or like in terms school applications and all, where there's this pressure to prove to yourself that you are something not run of the mill. So everyone will be like, oh, you know what?
There's also the aftermath of Black Lives Matter, where you want to prove to yourself as a society, and there's a lot of people inside thinking that we must do more for what we believe are the underprivileged section. Okay.
Yeah.
So initially Rishi gets a kick up, but then Rishi's whole thing is that he represents colored people, a minority who are struggling generally, but he himself was born with the silverest spoon ever in the history of the world. Once that is common knowledge, it was like a U-turn. It was like, who? Yeah. After the Queen, there's Rishi. Rishi and the Queen are almost in terms of royalty and pageantry and all that. So that's
plus there were reports that he's a Sanghi also. So that might have.
That is why Punit, you're on the other end of
that issue.
Yeah, you're on the other end of the rabbit hole where you feel Rishi Sunak is a Sanghi as well.
No, so what?
I said there are reports. I don't know nothing about the guy except.
What Punit? I'll explain. I want to put a point, which is that if he won the PM candidacy, he would have come to Tirupati immediately. So for 2 weeks there would be no one running the country in England also, because he'd have to do all the relevant things that follow. So it's possible, yeah.
Pretty much.
But Sang or not,
but even that
rich,
has
his
happened
wife
in
is
India.
super rich.
For years, there are people here who claim to be OBC and otherwise to get admissions. So even that has happened in India already.
That's 100% happened. That's 100% happened. I think that's more like, some sort of weird loophole. But now I'm saying actively, generally you just can't be the regular around the mill. So people have to be something, like I am either a unique sexual orientation or a unique sort of...
If you're colored differently, pigment is here or there compared to the norm, definitely height, weight, sexual orientation. I'm trying for all these things, and I'm always part of the main people. I hate it.
I hate it as well.
Yeah.
You
What do
know?
we do, Sri? How do we reinvent ourselves? How do we get?
I don't know. I think we should come up with a sexual orientation of our own, which is
Like a 17th, because there's 16 now apparently. So I don't know.
yeah. I think we
All
should.
the alphabet letters have gone. We'll have to go to Hindi. Sure? I'm a sure. Sure.
You think there's an
This is our group.
I'm a sure. That's me.
Yeah.
That's how.
Because in English, all that's left is FUCK. All the other letters went, as far as I can see. Yeah.
If you could start a new sexual orientation, what is it? What?
I think I would firstly primarily, and no disrespect to Congress, I would spend more time for solo performers, because I feel we are an underprivileged lot. Not given why don't we have our own award? There's no awards for the solo performer who spends his whole life with himself, and his future is himself generally. From the age of 14, he knows
and
that.
no threat to society.
No, oh God, no. Except when they keep windows open or doors open. I mean, come on.
Or they have a gun license. So,
But that's on windows and doors, not on the performers, I would say.
Yeah, really.
The inventors of the windows and doors. Yeah.
The furniture guy is an ethnicity that was wrong. That's why all this happened. But coming back to Rishi Sunak for a second, I think initially we love the romantic idea as Indians, some sense of power, feeling that one of our own. And that's what I'm saying. Stop the one of our own, because one of our own is the tribe you want to cling to. It should be the class you're born into or the people who are very similar to you. Other than that, there's no commonality with anyone.
Yeah, like comedians is the only tribe I belong to. Like, didn't Kamala Harris
struggling English-speaking comedians who want to say all kinds of things but don't have bodyguards. It's a small tribe. Then you can have some empathy and all involved in that. But
it's small and reducing. It's an indigenous tribe.
How is Rishi Sunak and you have anything in common except for the fact there's Indian heritage? Nothing else. If you look at his background, your background, there's nothing else in common.
Cyrus, you should know that now some of the Hindi comics, they have bodyguards now. And Munawar,
yes, I told them. The Hindi comics are so lucky. Even if they aren't funny in Hindi, they are superbly funny in English the moment they try. So they don't have to worry. Come to this night, say what you want, even if you don't have a joke, we still find you funny. What's your problem? With due respect, have you heard Kapil Sharma in English? He's just ordering room service. What's there? It's like takes 15 minutes. So, lovely guy. But I'm just saying he has an option. We can't do that option. I can a little bit. Sri, your Hindi is very good, by the way. Huh?
My Hindi is very good. Yeah. I don't think in Hindi, though. I think in Polish.
But when they're beating the crap out of you, you have to, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I mean, you can't really say, hey, ye old, slowly. No.
When they're beating the crap out of you. Yeah, I'm still translating it, like.
Punk. Ye biff hoga. Punk. Ye kya hoga? Nice.
By the way, Sriram, if you are in Delhi, you should check out. There's a slum tour happening in Delhi that's been getting a lot of flack.
It's called Mumbai. What's wrong with you?
One more smooth segue.
Shreyas, yaar. How can you be so nice?
Oh no, Shreyas, I'm not in Delhi. What do I do?
It's in New Delhi. It's in New Delhi. But there's one in Mumbai also, the Dharavi one. But
guys, have you ever gone to anything in Pragati Maidan and got lost? I have gone every single time and got lost because I never had a mobile phone. Every single time. For a Mumbaiker, it's unbelievable. You can't believe there's so much space. It's ridiculous. It just goes on and on. There's always some fair function. Oh God, there was an MTV car function. That was one of the many things that was going on in one of those events. And I just got lost. I wandered off, got bored because we were at a stall. And you leave the stall and before you know it, you're like, God knows where you've reached Agra. It's very scary, man. Delhi, not for everyone, brother. You have to know the place. I was telling Kejriwal the same thing.
On poverty porn, Cyrus. Poverty porn, when I first heard the term, I thought it's about fucking the poor, which is what the politicians do anyway, but it's different.
Right?
Poverty porn is...
everyone
Punit, when they say Garibi Hatao, you think this is the action? Because you got to say the right words, but the intent being totally different. That's what politics is all about. No? Hum sab ek hai, balls.
Yeah, it reminds me of how like those Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao slogans are everywhere, but they are in English. So
But to be fair, even English-speaking people are pedophiles and criminals, and I mean, let's not lie about that.
And also, Supreme Leader made a slip of tongue when he said "Beti Bachao, Beti Patao." So
why, beta?
It was a Freudian slip.
Yeah. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, and apparently there's a whole science behind how like Freudian slips actually are.
Oh God, Seema Rekha. I'll get it right. Don't cross.
Seema Rekha.
Just think Seema Rekha, boys. I'll flash it here. Don't cross. Stay.
Okay.
Yes.
Shreyas, please take over your show, your damn show, which you've done nothing about. Make them come in and out and now move your hand to show us your life.
But
When you go to visit someone,
I just have a question.
their toe.
Shreyas is gone. Okay.
He should be an interrogator. Can you imagine? I just have a question.
How would you feel if you are?
Okay, we'll have
How
to
would you
interpret
feel
this.
if you are living and someone is coming there on a guided tour?
I feel that's what.
What?
In the guided tour, the money is split though. If whoever's place it is there, they get a part of the cut. Now I'm living in Airbnbs anyways, and if someone wants to see me, visit my place, and pay me half the amount, I'll happily do it, man. Like, please spend some 10 minutes.
May I just quickly, since you brought it up, how much is the budget for this kind of lifestyle that you have, lavish lifestyle?
Not much. I
In case she throws me out, I need to know where I stand, bro. Come on.
Cyrus, hey, come on. I'll give you at that time. We'll cross that bridge when we reach there, which is probably
cross the Seema Rekha when we come to it.
I'm saying
Use the right language.
It is probably a bridge where you're going to end up staying in.
Oops, ouch. Okay.
I
do we have to share the bed?
Lakshmi Rekha better. I like Lakshmi Rekha better. Poverty line. Lakshmi Rekha.
How is Punit texting and talking at the same time?
Punit's onto some political vendetta already now. He's called the Prime Minister 3 times. Sriraam, I'll show you about defensive batting. Sriraam, he tried to bring the Prime Minister in 3 times in the show. 3 times, but I kept the ball out. I played forward, my hand and I coordinated perfectly just above my knee area, and I dropped the ball at my feet every single time. I didn't allow it to happen because I want you both to come back for one more show, at least. That's the real name of our show. It's not Cyrus says is one more, because he does always living in hope. Will there be one more?
It'll be will Cyrus say, like question.
Talking about one more, I just want to quickly tell all our listeners and our viewers that tomorrow there's a very, very special episode series that's starting on Cyrus Says at 10 a.m. in the morning. It's very different, it's unique, and it's super, super fun. So please check. It's going to be a surprise for you as well, Cyrus. I did not think it was, but I guess it is.
It is. I mean, it's all the guy. You're always the last person to know. My friend, it's my show. I mean, now, Aisha, you're pregnant? Jesus, I can't know this, man. Whose kid is that? 15 years she's living here. I don't know. This is horrible. This is horrible information. Okay, so that's your segue to promote our show at 10, which has a
tomorrow there's a new series happening basically, and what do you
now you remember?
People,
guys, I'll give a hint. No, both hands. Okay, that's culturally more vulgar. Actually, I just put your hands down. I cancel the whole concept. Concept is gone. Yeah.
By the way, Sriraam, are you proud? Are you proud? There's a Gurgaon man recently who converted his Santro into an electric vehicle in 3 days, and it works perfectly fine. Only costed him 2.4 lakhs.
I'll tell you,
Gurgaon pride.
I'll tell you what happened.
Did you open the back of the Santro, the dicky, to see if the wife was in it? There's always a twist in these stories, brother.
I'm telling you what happened eventually was that he converted his Santro into a bullock cart with a battery and called it an electric.
I tried to tell this on a public broadcast the other day. I said, there was this guy who converted, and immediately I got threats. I was trying to tell the same story. People went crazy. I mean, just on the chat.
You can't use those words anymore. Yeah.
Don't use those.
I went to a Chroma and asked them for a USB converter. They're like, "What the fuck do you?"
Wow. Why do you hate Hindus so much, Cyrus?
No. Sriraam's point is he wore the tikka and went. He just put it on and then he entered.
But I don't know. I feel that even if you did manage to make it electric in 2.4 lakhs, it doesn't have the main feature where the car sets itself on fire, which is why I feel that's the rage. Why
I'm so sorry, Shrey. You had a whole routine and we killed your moment because we all interrupted. That's a lesson for the day. Don't have a routine on the podcast. Save it for your actual stand-up when you can have your rhythm. Because here, you got these two morons. You got me. All of us want to talk. What's the point? And he still delivered, guys. He let go of that at the end. He said, I'm not letting go.
Of all the things Shreyas had going against him, the bad internet.
Because he had this one joke planned, boys, and he was going to give it to us no matter what happened. 5 times before thwarted by technology, but here he is.
Yeah.
Cyrus,
failing this, Shreyas would have still
put your mic down. Cyrus, put your mic a little lower.
Failing this, Shreyas would have done the thing that Punit did. Would have texted the joke on the chat. So it shows up.
Yeah, but this happens
did you guys not hear
all the time, right?
I feel you didn't get. Should I repeat it?
You should.
Thank you.
You
It's a
should.
very generous offer, but we will pass.
Yeah. As long as every time Punit starts going towards the Prime Minister, I'll put my hand up. You start your joke.
But Cyrus, you can't avoid the Prime Minister. He's everywhere. He's omnipresent.
Shreyas, you're on.
Omnipresent.
So
He's everywhere.
I'll be honest.
the car doesn't set itself on fire. Can you fucking believe it? I mean, it doesn't have the best feature.
See, that's what some routines get better with this kind of practice. Some you get bored of because whatever. But I think this is, you need to do it 5 times on this show and you'll see the difference.
It's like the
I think that's what it's about jokes, right? Every time you hear it, it gets funnier. That's the secret of comedy.
I'm afraid
that's what they tell you about the girl you're going to marry. You know, I mean, better 1 saal ke baad, 2 saal ke baad, 3 saal ke baad. But, you know,
I'm scared of the moment, Cyrus, where Punit starts a Prime Minister routine and you ask Shreyas to go and his internet starts to hang. And then he gets stuck.
Oh, God. And Punit doesn't. Damn it, Punit doesn't.
Yeah. And now tell me, we live in a country where a Prime Minister gives you good internet to criticize him. And still people just...
Can I tell you something more scary? Punit actually speaks pretty bloody good Gujarati, being a Kandivali boy. So what happens is, if he wants to just go viral, he just has to do a couple of these comments in the...
I mean, that's the thing.
I'm just saying, putting it out there, but on his own YouTube channel, please.
Just like the Prime Minister, Punit slips into Gujarati when he has to sell things, like a show in Gujarati.
That's really funny.
You start by saying,
you're bargaining somewhere in Japan and you're bargaining. Bol kitla. We must have unity.
But I think that's the end game that Punit has in mind. Right now, it's like a faraway threat to the Prime Minister. Listen.
But he'll have to play it in Kanyakumari
show tomorrow.
He'll have to play it in
Kanyakumari. Please say it in Gujarati. Gujarati mein bolna.
He can't do it in Gujarat.
Promoted in Gujarati, yeah. Promoted in Gujarati.
He can't do it in any BJP state. So we have to send him to, he's in Telangana. He's got a different group of people. But there's like, don't worry, just hear the word Prime Minister. That's the only thing. The rest of it is like, and then Shreyas in the back standing there.
આવતીકાલે એક શો છે મુંબઈમાં પ્રબોધન ઠાકરેમાં બોરીવલીમાં શો છે ચિરાયુ મિસ્ત્રીનો ને હું ઓપન કરીશ તો આવજો ગુજરાતી શો છે અને સેટરડે ને સન્ડે ના ઇંગ્લિશ હિન્દી શો છે મારું શો છે મુંબઈમાં તો આવજો સેટરડે 2 શો છે સન્ડે ના 1 શો છે ગેલ ચોદિયા આવી જાઓ
ગેલ ચોદિયા means what?
Well, it's not a polite thing, but not the worst abuse. But you shouldn't say that to your parents. But you can say to your friend.
It's a cute abuse. It's like
it's the Kandu area. It's there. It's not like MCBC or anything. Because we have the caste system in abuse, right, boys? We have the caste system even when it comes to abuse. What caste you want in the abuse? Oh God.
By the way, some breaking news about PM Modi. Donald Trump praised him, saying that he's doing a terrific job and that he should be celebrated.
But he also said...
And this report is exclusive to NDTV. You know, what times we live in.
He also thought India and Indiana are the same thing. So, I
mean, Trump has praised Xi Jinping and...
Okay. All right, Sriram. You don't get the memo. The memo's on your table. Do I have to call Shreyas for the gag again? Or do we burst into Gujarati? Which is the option? Okay, guys, we do the AMAs because at 7 o'clock I've got to stop and apparently do another very interesting epic.
Let's do the AMAs.
Hey, you're watching the match today, Cyrus, are you?
The game didn't start. I'm talking about the test match.
What match?
Rain has come.
Test match.
So you follow Asia Cup. Oh, sorry, right. You follow Asia Cup.
Wait, I can't
20 overs. That's also cricket. Yeah, like good.
I'll read it, Shreyas. Wait, I'll read it. 1 second.
Yeah.
AMAs. Okay.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
Shreyas, how much is your internet bill? That's no. I'm kidding. Okay, first AMA. Hello, Dr. Brocha and IVM family. This is from Avranil Paul. Which popular current trend do you think is going to be obsolete in the nearest future?
This is for Kunal Vijayakar. Laugh tracks. Okay? Have to end. They must stop. They can't go on. Nobody wants to hear the laugh track. That's 70s. Not even by 80s it was on.
All right. Nice. Okay, we'll do a rapid fire AMA today. Next one is from Saju.
I think having kids will go out of fashion, hopefully.
Okay, interesting.
Next, Saju, we're trying to pay it. There's an issue of how to pay it and all. So we're just figuring that out because I'd rather not pay it from my bank account. So we're trying to figure. So we're working on it. But it'll be paid.
I think you should take it to Supreme Court. Just like escalate it. Just fight it.
No, you have to go to the Hague. And then we'll have to pay for it ourselves, which is in Holland, right? If I remember correctly. So that's a little too expensive. You're thinking Delhi? Then we ask Sriraam to represent Sriraam shave and go say, Aisha. No, that's not it. It's a little more complicated. But again, I'm warning you guys, if anyone gets a speeding ticket in the Western world, everything is connected on software now. So you cannot say, I won't pay it because now I'm going to Italy. Brother, when you apply for your license, they know you've got an outstanding ticket. So no chance. So yeah, my criminal wife. I
have an outstanding medical bill from New York. I haven't paid that. They haven't asked me to.
That's just being a desi. That's not bad. Speeding.
That's not bad. No, it won't.
Yeah. You probably robbed an Indian doctor anyway. Ha ha.
Okay, next question. Just for the beautiful name. Svetlo de Gratska. AMA for Cyrus. Hi, Cyrus. I want to be shameless like you and take down the planet. How do I do that? I don't know what that means. But
he wants to rant. Svetlo. We're presuming Svetlo is a girl. I believe it is, but I don't know if I've already started flirting. I have no idea. If Svetlo is not a girl, big trouble.
You know what they say, right? Flirt till they're proven men.
Or in our case, flirt till they leave, because that's generally what happens anyway, right? Yeah. I think she's talking about the fact that we always rant and bring down everything and sort of, nothing's too good for us. Everything's bad in that sense.
Yeah.
So anybody wants to take that?
What they're asking is how do you become
There's
as...
no they. It's just Svetla. Or Svetlo.
Svetlo. How do you... Basically, the question is, how do you be as cynical as we are on a daily basis? That's
correct. Also, she said, I want to be shameless like you guys, in the sense that also tells you that it's a...
It is shameful to be doing
insult.
this.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are various routes like Cyrus.
So we can't answer this question because we have no facts here. We don't know if Svetlo is boy or girl. We don't know if it's a group of one person. We have no idea who she's talking to any of us in a nice way or bad way. So it's a bit of a tough one. But
I feel in a true cynical fashion. Let's fuck it. Why should we even answer Svetlo? Moving on.
But in case I like Svetlo, I apologize. Sriraam's having a bad day. He's alone in a B&B and they're charging him too much. And the B&B doesn't include breakfast.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it's not a B&B. It's
it's the other way, Cyrus. It includes only breakfast, but not a bed. So.
Yeah, okay. You sleep on the salt and the pepper will cover you if you're feeling cold. Yeah.
Wait, but very quickly for the three of you in one sentence, all of you are cynical people. Were you ever hopeful? Was there a turning point?
Yeah, I was thinking about this.
One second, Sriraam. You can't answer this. First, me and Punit, because we were married. He isn't anymore, but once you're married, you're screwed, right? So cynicism comes from the fact that you cohabit. Now you can take your reason.
I used to be hopeful till, match fixing happened in cricket. But until then, I thought, hey, Sachin is there.
He gave up combing his hair because he was so disgusted.
Punit's gone.
I became a cynic when Kamble cried in Eden Gardens. That was the time I lost my youth.
Yeah, there you go.
In 1995, when the Maharashtra government was formed with the Shiv Sena for the first time, I became a cynic. Just to fit in. Just with some loose up. Okay. I think Svetlo is disgusted with us.
You guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
we are not interested anymore, Punit. You don't really seem to care about how do we tell you this without breaking your heart. And you dare mention any minister of any kind, not even home minister, not even education minister, no minister.
Okay. This is a question that's been asked by Shavik and Harvesh. Did you all look at the confrontation between Asif Ali and Farid Malik in yesterday's match between Pakistan?
Yeah, the fighting that happened off the field, did you see?
Yeah, with the stadium people.
Yeah, the stadium, the fighting with the fans, Afghani fans.
Yeah, that's what made me realize is that we always complain that there's so awful seating in stadiums and all, right?
I just look at the Asia Cup. If you look at it with no disrespect to the races and racism that you can see there. So who's like the Sri Lankans are the best behaved, and they're not the best behaved. Then next
they're also outnumbered, no?
Yeah, then the Hong Kong team is, they're not too. And then you come to Bangladesh, they've got a great reputation. Then you come to India, and then you have in the finals, you have, Pakistan and Afghanistan. The Pakistanis are complaining, these guys are junglis, yaar. And I'm just thinking, you look across the Asia Cup, one of us is worse than the other. It's scary.
Yeah. I mean, But what do you have to say about the confrontation between Asif Ali and what happened? I don't have context into this. What happened between the two?
Every time there's a little bit of a scrap. I want them to scrap. Everybody should scrap on a cricket field. You kill my Australian team. They're going in and say thank you, ma'am, and all. Every time come to what the hell, yeah? Keep sledging in the game. Keep abusing and what?
Yes.
You know what?
I agree.
High level sport if you're so touchy and fragile.
Exactly. You know what's
he abused my mom. Now I'm able to bat. I need to go home and get my head around it.
You know what's a great upgrade to cricket broadcast? If you keep the stump mic on at all.
Yeah.
That'll be so good. You know, then you can get to know, like,
just let them go at it. Right? Like ice hockey, let them go at it for a while. Just let them go at it for 1 over.
That Inzamam played in Toronto, anyways. But I think but I think you can get the inside stuff, like
to be fair, Alu is only a real name amongst Parsis. Nobody else, no other community uses Alu as a name. So to be fair, that was a bit mean.
He says Inzamam Batata, no, not Alu. I think it was
no, Alu.
Okay. Were you the fan, Cyrus, who was heckling him? I feel
I would never abuse my cricketers. Their wives, yes, but never the cricketers.
Do you shout? Do you cheer for them? Do you say their name? Do you have chants? What do you do when you're at a cricket?
Yeah, but a little bit of banter is different from calling someone Alu and Madhachod, Benchod and all that. Come on, that's stupid stuff.
Yeah, and he did it with a megaphone on as well. No, like just...
Yeah. No, he did it 12 times, brother. Hello. Inzamam is quite lazy. You've seen him run a single. For him to get up and jump over a hoarding and all that into it, come on, it's going to take a little while, right? When you're
but I also felt that knowing the arm, left arm that Inzamam had, the fielding arm, he could have just thrown a ball at him. Why walk all the way there?
Yeah, but he had to bend down and pick up something. So he thought maybe jumping over was less work. I don't know.
I know. I guess that's true.
Alu,
I remember Wasi Bakram's show.
Hindi, right?
We did, huh?
Alu is Urdu, right? But Batata is Hindi.
Oh, he's going to do it again. We can tell which field he's coming from. He's making it an Indian Hindu-Muslim issue. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, one question for Shreyas. Samir Kolpikwar asks, Shreyas, I'm going to Nagpur. Where should I go to eat?
Go to Vishnuji ki Rasoi.
That was an idiot. Yeah. Hey, just quick. Send a discount. Make a discount code right now. Yes.
Get you discount. You
can use Cyrus 50 and you will actually pay 30% more, and the proceeds of that go to the podcast.
Don't be funny on this. They're being funny is mean here. The guy says, "I know the owner's son." Come on, yeah.
Exactly. But actually, DM me. The meals on me. Vishnuji ki Rasoi in Bajaj Nagar Square. Just DM me.
Wow, that's sweet.
Wow.
That means everyone listening, when they go to Nagpur, get a meal, because once you said that, that's fair. Yeah.
It's done. Yeah.
All right.
He's going to be thrown out of the family business. Punit is thinking, how long will he last in a Sindhi business family? Shreyas, no chance. When's the last free ticket you gave for a
Cyrus,
I'm going to Nagpur myself on 2nd October, so I'll go there myself.
Please do.
You know what happened now,
Shreyas, please.
Cyrus, now Shreyas's uncle will go from making the world's biggest khichdi to the world's smallest one.
Shreyas, outside there's a sign saying animals and Shreyas not allowed. We don't serve.
No, there's a sign saying we don't know who this Shreyas is.
He's not related to the family at all.
It'll be very clear.
Okay, I think one question which to be asked. Rohit Atre, last question, Cyrus. Do you miss Silvery on the show now that he's very infrequent?
Yeah, Silvery, as people don't know about this, but he got hit by something in the lobby of his building. It was a woman's bag, and obviously he was doing something untoward. And after that, he's just not been the same. He's lost his confidence, and he cries at home at night alone. He sits on a chair, head down. He's inconsolable because it has the after effects is like going to war, and you have this trauma, that syndrome that they have, PTSD and all that. So,
but he is coming to my house party tonight, so I don't know what he has been telling.
Put him in a cupboard. And play the music softly and no drums, all right? Please.
Call back.
Yeah. All right, that brings us to the anything to promote, guys. Punit,
Who's the
Shreyas,
bloody
Cyrus?
anchor? All we've done is
Whoever has good internet, whoever has
his
good
two
internet.
Gujarati shows
Yes.
on the weekend. All that's being promoted is his damn restaurant in Nagpur. That's a clear winner
All
here.
right. Whoever with a good internet is the promoter here. So anyway,
Yes.
Shreyas, do you want to promote your cable provider? I don't know.
What is
tomorrow
Punit saying? I can't hear a word he's saying. His mouth is moving. No, nothing's coming out.
I'm
Can you hear
saying
me
I
now?
got good internet and come for my fucking shows in Mumbai, Saturday and Sunday in Mumbai. That's all.
Sorry,
Yeah, so Punit, you have Saturday
I
in
thought that
Gujarati,
device stopped
Sunday
your
in...
sound. I want that for my marriage. I mean, that would be fantastic. What an invention. No, not
Beautiful.
Okay.
No,
Bye, boys.
tomorrow there's a quick video coming out on ELI 10, Meghnad's new podcast, where we break down Adani's takeover of NDTV. So do check that out tomorrow.
So that means they won't sponsor our podcast either. You guys
No.
talk to me before you attack people.
We are now going for like a group of 10-year-olds who sponsor our podcast. That's where we are going.
Yechuri is not going to sponsor. Tell Meghnad. He's not going to put money in his pocket and say, yeah, this is for your podcast. Really. Bye, boys. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter, on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.